Hey, man, we here with nigga left the milk out on the counter. Sour Milk Podcast.
All right, all right, all right. We back. 7:30 interview Thursday. You already know what's going on here, man. And man, I'm telling you, we excited about this one, man. We ecstatic. We have the amazing, the beautiful, the talented, the one, the only Michelle Brown in the building now, y'all.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey, yo, what's going on?
Hey, 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 what's up? What's up?
How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good.
How was your day? How was your day, darling?
It's Thursday, so one day closer to Friday. Doing
Hey,
good.
I'm telling you, man, about to enjoy that weekend.
Mhm.
All right, got any plans for the weekend?
Not really. Enjoy the last bit of spring break. Kids are out last weekend before spring break ends. So yeah, that's really it.
All right, definitely. So, what we're gonna do here is, we want to know the woman behind all the hustle, the woman behind all the talent, the woman we see online handling her business. We want to know about you. So, what we're gonna start at is from the beginning. Where you from?
Well, I'm originally from here. I'm from Orlando. I'm actually born up north. I'm born in Boston, and I've been down in Orlando since I was like 4. Um, and since I've been here, raised in Pine Hills. So I've been in Pine Hills since I was 4. Went to elementary, middle school, high school, Pine Hills. My family is Haitian and Cuban. Matter of fact, a lot of people be surprised that I say that I have Cuban inside of me too. So my mom is Cuban Haitian and my dad's Haitian. So yeah, from here and they immigrants came here. They had to do their whole thing of restarting life. So I am Haitian American,
Now, are you first generation?
first generation here in the states. Yeah. So yeah, out of my siblings, I'm like the only one born here. Mhm.
Now, as a young child, let's start from 1 to 10. From 1 to 10, what were you into? How would you describe your life from 1 to 10?
Honestly, so when I was younger, growing up, everyone has their own story. Um, my story was a bit different. I was raised by my grandma, which was great, honestly. I was raised by my grandma. Grandma was Cuban, and living with her, it was very strict. I was raised as Seventh Day Adventist, so Seventh Day Adventist church was very strict, and also Haitian. On top of that, is very strict. So it was me and my cousin. Me and my cousin was raised up together by my grandma, and she was I was like, out of me and my cousin, she was a good one. My cousin, we're like the same age, 9 months apart, and she was a good one, and I was like the rough around the edges. I'm not gonna say bad, but rough around the edges. One. So growing up for me, it was cool. Only challenges that I had growing up and my mom was there, and my dad was there, and they was like, "Come here, Nick, let's sit down." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So we sit down and we get into my dad's dining room. So we're in my dad's dining room, and I'm just sitting there. I'm so excited to be there, and I'm like, "All right, cool. I got to miss school just to come here." And it's the middle of the school year, and then as I'm sitting there with my mom and my dad, my mom breaks down to me. She was like, "Listen, this is what we finna do. We're going to let you stay here with your dad for the rest of the school year." I was like, "Wait, what? I'm doing what? I'm say what?" She was like, "Yeah, you're gonna stay here." I said, "There's no way I can stay here. I still got friends and stuff, and all my stuff I left behind in back home." She was like, "No, you're gonna stay here." And I'm like, "Dad, you gonna let her let me stay here?" And he was like, "Yeah, you know, me and your mom been talking, and we think it's best for you to stay here." I'm like, "What the fuck? I know I'm not staying here." So then I'm like, next thing we know, I boo-hoo crying. I'm crying. I'm like, "I cannot stay here. I don't know what I'm gonna do." But at the time, though, so my dad he had a girlfriend at the time, and his girlfriend had kids, and they were from Canada.
Yeah.
So they spoke English. So it was two boys, and it was me, who just got there. And I'm like, "I don't even know y'all. At this point, I'm catching attitude with everybody. Anybody can get the smoke." I'm like, "Leave me alone. I'm not dealing with you. I'm not da-da-da-da." I'm upset the fact that they just told me that I'm staying here. Next thing we know, the next day, my dad wakes up and he's like, "Come on, let's go get your uniforms for school." Get my uniforms for school, and my dad ends up registering me into an American school that his stepkids at the time were already enrolled into. So I get enrolled into an American school, a Haitian American school, and I'm like, "Damn!" Like, and once I get there, I'm in high school, but over there they had like kindergarten to 12th grade. So, and then I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "Okay, I get enrolled into the school." They get me into my classroom, and once I get into my classroom, I'm like, "Okay." As I'm sitting there, everybody in there speaks English. Everyone.
Yeah.
So and then I noticed, I'm like, "Damn, is that my uncle?" My uncle who got deported, so he speaks English. My uncle who got deported actually worked at the school. So I'm like, "Oh my goodness, that's my uncle." So I'm sitting here, in this school, and I'm looking left and right, and I'm like me mugging everybody. So while I'm there, I started to notice that like all the other kids speak English, and they're in Haiti, and I'm like, "What you doing here? Well, why are you here?" They're like, "Oh, I'm from New York. I'm from Miami. I'm from Fort Lauderdale. I'm from Boston." A whole bunch of kids who were bad got sent to Haiti. So in the Haitian culture, they have this thing where they like, if you're bad, I'm gonna send you to Haiti. So I was one of those kids that was bad and got sent to Haiti, along with a whole bunch of other kids that was in the classroom with me that also got sent to Haiti as well. So high school, I did like a year and a half in high school in Haiti.
Yeah.
It was cool, but I mean, like, I was bad there too. Skipped school, and in Haiti they didn't play that. They didn't do the whole, "Oh, you finna cut up." I got spankings in front of the classroom in Haiti. Like, they whooped me. I got whooped in front of everybody at school in Haiti, and my dad allowed it. I was like, "What the hell?" So, I mean, it was cool. Now that I'm older, looking back, I'm like, cool. You know, that was a great experience that I had. I wouldn't take it back for the world, because I used to call myself Haitian queen. So now I'm like, okay, now I could really be like, I'm Haitian queen. But yeah, but the thing was so once I got out of school, while I was in school in Haiti, I eventually I did my year and a half. I was like, "Dad, I can't do this no more. Like, I cannot be sitting up in here, like, living here. Like, I gotta go back. Like, I did my time. So let me go back." And so I cried to him, and he was also going through a breakup with his girlfriend. So he allowed me to go back. So I came back to the States to finish up high school. But lo and behold, when I got back to the States, because of the way my mom took me out of school, she just was like, "I'm gonna pack your stuff. I'm not gonna tell you nothing. I'm just gonna pack your stuff and we finna go." I came back, my license was suspended because I was considered a dropout, because she did not unenroll me out of school. She just said, "You're leaving." So the States didn't have any record of me being in school, although I was still in Haiti. So my schooling itself got messed up, because my FCAT, you know how they take FCAT, shot records,
Yeah.
all those type of things I was not caught up with because I was in school in Haiti.
In Haiti, yeah.
So they allowed me to go to school here, but because I did not take part of the FCAT, take place with the FCAT, my schooling was messed up. So I ended up having to get my GED in order for me to even finish high school with a diploma. So that kind of messed me up. Even my license, I had to explain to them, listen, because whenever you're considered a high school dropout, they suspend your license until you're 18. So my license was suspended. I had a whole bunch of stuff that I had to kind of like redo. Like honestly, to this day, like I literally just got caught up with my my shot records like 2 years ago, from me being in high school, from me being in Haiti. So that was my high school somewhat experience. Haiti, I was at Evans for a little bit, and then I went to school. Then I went to school in Haiti. It came back. It was a hot mess. But even when I came back, after I got out of school, it was still rocking and rolling.
Rocking and rolling.
Being bad.
It ain't stop her from nothing.
It didn't. I was still a rebel. I was a rebel. I was hard-headed.
Hard-headed, man. All right. So what drove you to being hard-headed?
Honestly, I would say like my upbringing.
Uh-huh.
My upbringing was a little bit different from others. The fact that I had to, like, my mom set up the street for me.
Yeah.
But I didn't stay with her.
Yeah.
I'd have to go visit her. And then I'd go visit her and then go back home to my grandma.
Yeah.
And then my dad, although he stayed in communication with me, I knew my dad. I'd communicate with him often, but I still didn't stay with him either.
Yeah.
So the fact that I was like, damn, like, why my daddy don't want me?
Yeah.
So part of that had me kind of like rebellious in a sense. Like
Yeah.
my mom, she didn't discipline me. So all throughout middle school, I was getting suspended left and right.
Yeah.
10 days, 5 days suspended. And she would, on my, like the days that I would be suspended, she'd be like, all right, come on, let's go ride real quick. I go ride with her, run errands, like while I'm suspended. I'm supposed to be in school, but I'm suspended and I'm riding with her, I'm chilling with her. She wouldn't discipline me.
Yeah.
But part of it was like, okay, well, if I can keep getting suspended so I can keep spending time with my mom, then I'll do that.
Yeah,
So that kind of had me a little bit rebellious, in a sense, just because I had my parents but didn't have them. So it was tough emotionally, feeling just a bit abandoned by my parents growing up. But you know, they did the best that they could. Looking at it now that I'm a parent and I'm an adult, they did. Plus on top of that too, like I say, like I'm very happy that I was able to be raised by my grandma.
All right. Yeah, definitely. That was a blessing.
Yeah.
That was definitely a blessing.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, so let's go after high school. So let's go from, let's say 18 to 21, right after high school. So right after high school, what were you into then? What did you do after high school?
So after high school, I was really out on my own.
Uh-huh.
I've been out on my own. I've been out on my own since I was like 18. So 18, I got a
place and all that.
I had my own place. I had a car. At 18, I had an older guy buy me a car. So I was like, all right, cool. You buy me, you want to buy me a car? All right, cool. So I had a guy buy me a car, and then I had my own place. So that was pretty cool. And then when I turned 19, I got into a relationship, and him and I just kind of like lived life, kind of in a sense. I was still out there wilding. Like for me, like because of my like, I won't say anger. I didn't have anger issues. I just kind of felt like still with that abandonment from my parents.
Yeah.
Like any little thing somebody would say to me, I'm like, I'm on your ass.
Yeah.
I'm a fight in the movie theater, the gas station.
You ready to go.
It don't matter. Like we could pop off wherever, however. That's why sometimes when people say like, you look innocent, you look young. Like, all right. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's okay. But you know that's how I used to be. But when I was young, 18, 19, I was still trying to get myself together as an adult. I wasn't thinking about school. I wasn't thinking about none of that. I was just thinking about how can I get some money. So yeah, I worked job to job, 2-3 jobs at a time, just to make it as a young adult. So that was really about it. Like growing up from like 19 to 21. I was so into like the relationship that I was in. I was just like my man, my man, my man, my man. But yeah, that was really surrounded my young early days of being adult.
All right. When you say relationship, can we talk about that relationship that you were in at that time?
So I met my ex. Like through a friend. We met and I was staying with some. I want to say my best friends at the time. We were best friends. I had some best friends from like 14 up until 20. I was 20, and we were on and off. Even when I went to Haiti, I left, and when I came back, we were still friends. We picked up like nothing happened. So those are my best friends. I was roommates with them. At the time, I ain't had no kids. They had kids, so it kind of became. And then we went from teenagers to young adults. So it kind of went from them seeing me as young, and then now they see me as an adult. It kind of became like a competition type of thing as adults. So we had a falling out. We had a big falling out. My two best friends, they were sisters. I was actually with me working two jobs at the time. I was working two jobs to keep up with my place. Me and one of my friends, we actually just like we were okay. We was going back and forth. I don't know. It kind of got weird when we start staying with each other, cause we were roommates with each other, and it kind of got weird. And while it got weird, we kind of went talking to each other in the house. Yeah. We walking like, damn, what's up? And with females, that's why I really don't do females like that. I do, but like I be careful with females. Yeah. So we kind of just weren't speaking, and then all of a sudden it became some invisible beef. So while I'm working two jobs, I had my first job. I was at one of my first jobs. And one of my first jobs, I was doing like deliveries. Before Uber and all that stuff was here, I was doing deliveries. So I was doing deliveries at a sandwich shop, and they used to give us a phone so that we can do like GPS or something along those means. Because back in the day, they didn't have all that. So while I was doing that, I did a delivery one day. I remember doing the delivery, and I had the phone that they gave me. And I went inside, and I was like, damn. I went inside to the building, and I was like, damn, I forgot my phone. I forgot my phone inside the car. So here I am. I go back out to the car, and the girl that I was staying with at the time, who was my quote-unquote best friend, she, all of a sudden, with this invisible beef that we had, she pulled up.
Nigga left the milk out on the counter. Sour Milk Podcast.
You pulled up pretty quick there, out of nowhere. And then her and her sister just hop out the car. Next thing I know, they jumped me. At my job. They jumped me at my job. So I had one of them real good, but they didn't do too much damage. They didn't do too much damage. For it to be two-on-one.
Hold on. So they pull up at your job.
They pulled up at my job.
No warning.
Nothing. It was like invisible beef. It was no like back and
forth.
Out of nowhere. It was kind of like, oh, the light bill ain't paid or something like that. All right, I'll pay it in just a second. And back then, I was like 18, 19, they had a church. You remember the church? The Boost church?
Yeah.
So
shout out to them church, man.
Shout out to the church. So that was the communication. The communication was through a chirp. So it wasn't like no full-blown phone conversation. It was like, chirp, all right, I got it, da-da-da. And chirp. So it wasn't really no conversation. So that's how I was like, damn, when they pulled up, I was like, okay, okay. We haven't been talking, but ain't been no argument. So when they had no pulled up, and when I seen one sister hop out, and the other one hop out, all right, let go.
Yeah, it's time. So
we fought in the parking lot of my job. We fought in the parking lot of my job, and the owner comes out. He's like, "Oh my goodness, what's going on?" White guy, and I'm over here, da-da. And the most that happened was I just got my hair pulled out. It was no real damage for them. For me to get jumped, it was no damage. But then after that, that same day, I was like, nah, fuck that. Because for me, the type of person that I am, honestly, is like, when I fuck with you, I fuck with you the long way. Yeah. Like, can't nobody look at you wrong. Can't nobody say nothing about you. Like, when I fuck with you, like, I got your back. If you tell me come, I'm coming. But when I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. I don't do all that fake stuff where we see each other like, oh, hi. No, I don't do that. Like, when I don't fuck with you, Control, Alt, Delete. I don't know you. I don't see you. I don't know nothing about you. So when that happened when the girls had caught themselves jumping me. I was just like, fuck that. Let me just move. I took all my stuff and I left. I went back to my mom's. I was like, nah, I'm not dealing with that. So I went back to my mom. I was there for a while until I was able to get my stuff back up together. But during that time of me leaving my place, going back to my mom, I was dating my ex. So he was looking out for me. He was young too, but he was also like, I got you. So he was holding it down for me in the midst of my transition. So that's how really me and my ex kind of got like really close. Eventually, because I didn't have my place, I didn't have a place. Me and him ended up moving in together. So we got our own place together. And that's how kind of like things got serious fast, I would say, especially with me being young. It got serious a bit real fast. But I wasn't thinking about no relation. I was thinking about a relationship, but I was really more so thinking about like I need to survive. And he looked out for me. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, that was me like earlier. From there, I just worked two jobs. I was that for me. Like I was always a hustler. Like I always hustled. My dad. One thing I say about him is my dad. Like remember I was telling you that my dad bought me a car.
Yeah.
Like my dad has always bought me a car. Like I want to say like 18, 19. I had a Lexus truck.
Yeah.
And I was young. People were like, "Oh, you driving your mama car?" I was like, "No, my daddy bought me this." So my dad he's an entrepreneur. He's always been self-made. Always.
A boss.
He was a boss.
He was a boss. Yeah.
He owns a barber shop. He owned a couple of trucks that transported materials in and out of Haiti. So my dad always had a bag. He was always a shaker and mover. He made his own money. So for me, I've always been like that as well. Like for me, I'm always gonna find me a way to make some money. I'm always gonna find me a hustle.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna keep a job or two. I never really worked one job. If I'm working a job, I'm gonna work a job, but then I'm gonna find me a little side hustle on the side. But for me, I never really been like, okay, I'm just gonna work a regular 9-to-5 job and then that's it. So I always hustled. So while I was with my ex at the time, 18, 19, I hustled. I worked two jobs. I didn't have a car at the time. I don't know what happened, but I didn't have no license. I didn't have my license, so I couldn't drive. So I used to take the bus working two jobs. I used to fall asleep on the bus just working two jobs, hustle. After a while, I was like, you know what? This shit's not it. This is not it. Like I don't want to keep working these two jobs, getting paid minimum wage, and so from there I was like, I gotta go to school. I gotta do better. So I enrolled in school. I want to say when I was 24. I wanted to enroll earlier, but when you're a dependent, you have to get your parents to sign on to go to school for you. And my mom was like, nah, I'm not doing it. I already got enough. I'm not doing it. So I had to wait for me to turn 24. Once I turned 24, then that's when I went to school. And I enrolled into Seminole. And I just took it from there as far as like me in school. So then I worked a full-time job. And then I went to school full-time as well. So that was
so what was your first job?
I had my first job when I was 16. My birthday gift when I was 16 was a job application. I ain't had it was like it was like, here, go ahead and fill this out.
She got some paper.
That was my birthday gift. So my first job when I was 16, I worked at the Millennium Mall.
What'd you do there?
I worked at a store called Crabtree and Evelyn. It was like a store that sold soap. No, I know, right? It didn't. They sold soap and lotion. It was kind of like a Bath and Body Works for old bougie people.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was for. So my sister got me the job.
How long did you stay there?
I want to say a couple months. I was like there for 8-9 months.
And then where'd you go?
After that, I worked at Wendy's.
Yeah.
I worked at Wendy's. I always like. I don't know. From there, I took off with fast food. Yeah, I took off with.
What was your favorite fast food spot you worked at?
KFC.
Why is that?
I was the boss. I was the manager at KFC. Every job that I've had, as a job, I would always get promoted. I will always get promoted as like a manager or a lead. I've never, like, for me, I like to learn. And I don't like to be stagnant. I don't like to be at one spot for too long. After I'm at one spot for too long, I get the itching. I be like, well, it's either I leave or I increase myself. So yeah. So it was KFC. I was a assistant manager there for a little while. It was cool, but I had to grow from there too. That got stale for me.
All right. So out of all your jobs, what would you say your favorite job was?
My favorite job. I mean, I don't know about no job because I feel like a job is a job.
Yeah.
But I worked at Chase for a little while. That was a really good job. I would say that.
Chase?
I worked for the credit card department.
All right.
At Chase, I was there for a good little minute. I would say Chase mainly because of the benefits.
Yeah.
Like Chase, like I used to take 3 months off and I still get paid.
Yeah.
Like that was the real reason why I really liked that job. But out of all the jobs, I would say would be my current job now. It would be my best job because I work for myself. But as far as like a 9 to 5 job, yeah, I'd say Chase.
All right. So let's get into the entrepreneurship now. Now, is this the first business that you ever opened?
No. See, I'm gonna go ahead and correct this too because I don't own Taxology. I manage the company. I manage the tax office. The owner is Jason Jr. He's the owner. A lot of people think that I am the owner, but I promote a lot for Taxology. But yeah, no, I don't own it. But as far as business wise, I've owned other companies before. I've owned selling hair. That was one of my first things that I've opened legally, LLC. I sold hair online, and I did very well. I did very well selling hair.
So let me ask you this: what made you start selling hair?
What made me start selling hair was because I was like, you know what, I want to have entrepreneurship. At the time when I was selling hair, I was in school. I went to school originally for nursing.
Yeah.
So I went to school to become an RN. And while I was in school to become an RN, I knew that once I got into the nursing, like to clinicals, like nursing school, I wasn't going to be able to work a full-time job. So my thing was, okay, let me come up with an e-commerce so that I can make money without having to leave my home. I can make money while I'm in clinicals, or I can make money while I'm in class. So in 2020, actually, and this is before COVID. Yeah. So in February 2020, before we knew about COVID, in February 2020, at the time I was married. And so I came up with an idea to be like, hey, let me go ahead and sell hair. So my ex, he helped invest in me in starting up a hair company. So I went on, I was like, okay, I'm just going to sell hair. So I just opened up an IG and I was like, now open. And then I waited. And I waited. And nothing came about with selling hair. So then what I did was I was like, okay, I'm going to drop ship the hair. I don't know if you ever heard of drop shipping. So people who don't know, so drop shipping is basically when you open up a website full of product and people would order the product. So instead of you having to have the inventory on deck, they would order the product and all you would do was just order it from China and send it to that person. So that was drop shipping. But I wanted to drop ship hair. But the problem with that was there was no brand behind it. It was just hair. It wasn't a good idea to drop ship hair. Electronics you can, but not hair because it's a brand behind it. So when I first opened up my boutique online, I couldn't sell for nothing. So I'm sitting here I'm thinking about what I could do. How can I do it? And then my ex-husband, he was like, hey, I heard of this lady called Ronnie Brown. You should check her out. So he had me check her out. She was on Learn Your Leisure. I know you heard of that. Yeah. Learn Your Leisure. So she was on Learn Your Leisure, and she was talking about, now, at this point, we were in, like, April of 2020. So at this point, everyone's in quarantine. Everyone knows about COVID. And she was explaining how she was having a course. And this time, in 2020, everyone had courses. Yeah. So she had a course, and she was explaining how she had a course, and teaching women about social media, not necessarily even about how to sell, but just social media. And I was like, all right, cool. And so when I was checking her out, she was talking about how much her course is and how to go about setting it up. And I did my homework on her, and I was like, oh, Ronnie Brown, she's pretty good. Like, she's a self-made entrepreneur. So my husband, actually, my ex-husband, invested in me and signed up for the course for me to do her course. So I did her course, which was basically, it came with her mentorship. So I had a one-on-one mentorship with her. Now, mind you, she has mentored multiple people. She's mentored Yandy from Love and Hip Hop. She has mentored the Bishop's daughter, TD Jake's daughter, Sarah Jakes. She mentored her, a whole bunch of other celebrities as well. So I signed up for her course, and I'm like, wow, I'm ready to go. So at this point, I put selling hair at this point to the back burner because I said, let me just focus on getting mentored so I know what to do. So I would mentor with her. It was a group of like 10 women all together. We'd meet once a week, and she showed me the ropes. Like, she showed me the ropes, or as far as social media, how to sell your product on social media, how to brand yourself, how to start up your LLC, how to trademark. She gave us the full round from beginning to end on how to be able to structure your own business. So for me, like, when I want something, I'm going to go after it. So I took her course, and I did as much as I could do doing her course. And I'm going to say much as I could do for the simple fact, at this point, I was married, and I was never on social media.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I didn't get a social media. I would probably say my age if I say this. But I do want to emphasize this. I didn't get a social media until I was 33. So throughout my whole 20s, I've never had a Facebook. I never had Instagram. I've never had no kind of social media. So while she's teaching and mentoring me about getting on social media, at this point, I'm like, I don't know nothing about anything.
Yeah.
So I'm hopping on here and going like step by step on what she's teaching me. So as I hopped on there and did what she did, I did T for T what she showed me, and when I explained to her my idea about drop shipping hair, she was like, "Hell no, you can't drop ship no hair, because you don't know what how the hair is gonna look when the client gets it, when the customer gets it. You're not gonna know how your boxing is gonna look." So I had to scratch my whole idea, and I came up with my boxing. I bought my hair in advance, so I put those stimulus checks that we was getting in 2020. I invested that, and I bought a whole bunch of inventory of hair. I bought my boxing. I bought like little gifts and stuff to put inside the boxing. It was pink and gold. I designed the box. I designed the website through Shopify. I also designed my Instagram. I was in full effect. And once I started my business with selling hair, she showed us how to be able to launch and sell the hair. Once I did all her steps, I took off. I kaboomed. Like, I opened up my boutique online selling hair to the point where I ran out of hair. And I didn't know what to do, because I'm like, okay, so I'm in it. I'm selling hair. I'm selling hair. And then, okay, like, cool. Like, I even had a sale, and I was like 20% off of hair. And I'm selling. While I'm selling, one thing I learned, though, China has a holiday in October, some fall holiday. They were shut down. So now I'm backed up on hair. Customers are calling me. Can't send them out no hair because my inventory stopped. But it was a big kaboom. So I took off with her instructions. And then from there, like, I ran social media. But then the thing is that with me is, while I was going through selling my hair and getting popping and starting to get a lot of customers, I actually went through my separation and my divorce. And that kind of like took a big toll on like my business itself, because I was in business with my ex-husband. It kind of like was like, and then we separated.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I kept going, but legally he was able to get half of what I was making. but I was running the business. So after a while, I was just like, nah, fuck that. I don't want to do it anymore because if I have to split my income with him and he ain't doing the work, I was like,
Yeah.
nah. So plus two, I was grieving. I was with my ex for 14 years. So it was a real wound that I had to heal from that. So business wise, entrepreneur wise, I didn't care. I was just like, I don't care nothing about that. I had to take time to heal. Um, so that took off with me starting my entrepreneurship. From there too, I also did like I was a makeup artist. I did that for a little while. I was in a hair shop, a hair salon, did makeup there, and I also sold like little items. I did drop ship. Drop ship was cool. I did items on little stuff here and there, but it wasn't as fun as like me branding my own brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that was like my first entrepreneurship. Me on my own, actually selling product for myself was selling hair. Yeah.
So after here, what did you get into?
After me selling hair, I was in the midst of really recovering from
Yeah.
my ex and my divorce at the time I was going through. So I really didn't get into much. My main goal was continuing what I was doing was nursing school.
Yeah.
So I did nursing school. I had graduated, and then once I graduated, then I went to. I didn't graduate nursing school, but I graduated with my prereqs, and then I went into nursing school. I did nursing school for about a year and a half. Um, One thing about nursing school is that you can't work and go to nursing school at the same time. So at this point, I was my goal, my vision, while I was aiming while I was in my prereqs for nursing school was to have my ex-husband take care of me while I was going to nursing school. But that didn't happen. So, I mean, but it was cool. So I ended up dropping out of nursing school and went back to school just for business.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I went back to school for business. And then from there, I was just working my regular 9 to 5 job. I honestly, at that point, because my whole entrepreneurship prior to me getting a divorce was with my ex. So I always had that like kind of support there. I always had that male figure there or someone just to help me support me.
Yeah.
So once I separated from him and I stopped my own business selling hair, I kind of was afraid to go be out there by myself. So I didn't really work entrepreneurship once I left my ex. Yeah.
All right, all right. Now, when did you start it? When did you start doing business for yourself after you left your ex?
After I left my ex, I was still kind of like recouping. I was recouping from like finances because a lot of people used to say back in the day, like you get a divorce, like you go broke and you have a lot of finances, like you have to catch up with. And I used to hear that, but just not really believe it. I was like, how the hell? Like what? What does you getting a divorce have to do with your finances? But it does. I've actually experienced it. So once I left my ex, I was at my mom's house.
Yeah.
So I was like straight reset. Like I didn't care. Like once I left, I didn't care about nothing. I didn't care about the cars. I didn't care about the house. I was just like, here. I don't want nothing. Like I went on this reset mode. Cause remember I said when I fuck with you, I fuck with you. When I
Yeah.
don't, I don't. And I didn't want no parts of him at all. At all. So I just played this role of just restarting all over again. So I was at my mom's house. While I was at my mom's house, I was like, after a while, I was like, you know what? I gotta get up out of here. I got to get up out of here. So while I was there, at my mom's house, I kept thinking like, how else can I get up out of here? Like I need to come up with some money so I can get up out of here.
Strategizing.
So while I'm on, I'm also at this point though. Like once I left my ex, I started my social media. I didn't start social media until like 2021.
Yeah.
Well, on my own. I did
Yeah,
social
yeah.
media for like for my advertising, for my business,
Yeah.
but just I never had a personal
Yeah.
social media. So once I have got my personal social media, I was on there and I'm like, cool. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and then I felt free. I felt like I could be myself on social media because that was a big thing too when I was in that. It was like limited. I had to limit myself. But now it's just free. So while I'm on social media, and I'm thinking like, damn, how can I come up with some money? Jason, who's the owner of Taxology now, I seen one of his advertising about, do you want to become a tax professional? Mind you, so I'm going to say the year prior to that, I was like, yeah, I should do taxes. But I didn't even think of the idea until January. So taxes hadn't already started. So but I said, I'm going to go around for the next year. So I happened to come across, and in my DM was Jason advertising, do you want to become a tax professional? I was like, all right, cool, bet. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do taxes. I'm going to stack up my money, then I'm going to go. So before I could even get to January, I was like, Mom, I'm out of here. So I left my mom's house with no job. I dropped out of nursing school. All my credit cards are maxed out.
Dang,
I don't know what I was on, but I
Yeah,
like when I met
nigga left the
Jason,
milk out on the counter.
I met up with
South
him.
Milk
He was explaining
Podcast.
to me. He was like, let's meet up. I'm gonna tell you how to do taxes. Da da da. I tell you and I'm not ashamed to say this. Like I had $20 in my pocket.
Yeah.
That's it. Like that,
Bottom
I
of
only
the
had $20. I was at my lowest. I was at my mom's place. I was at my lowest.
Now, question: at this time, did you have a child already?
Oh yeah, I had my child outside of my marriage. Well, not outside of my marriage, like from my marriage.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. So it's me and my son at this point. So when I left my mom's house, and again, I didn't have nothing. I didn't have no money at all. All I knew was I ended up signing up for a job. So I signed up for a job, but I didn't start a job until after I got my place. So I moved out my mom's place. Again, all my credit cards are maxed out. I ain't had no money. I got to my own place, and I got to my own place with no job. I'm going to do taxes, and that's it, and work my job. So that's when I started taxes. I started taxes because I really just needed to restart. Yeah. Mind you, when I first got my place, all the stuff that I had from my past relationship, I threw away. So I felt like, I was like, if this nigga touched this bed, I don't want it. If he had touched this couch, I don't want it. Anything that my ex touched, I was like, I don't want it. So I restarted. My first year doing taxes, I was sleeping on the floor. I didn't have anything at all.
Coming from the bottom.
I was from the bottom. So I ain't had no bed, no couch, nothing. So I said, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work, and I'm going to do taxes, I'm going to grind, and I'm going to get my stuff up. So I worked. I did taxes. And a lot of people, too, and I've realized this now that I'm in the tax game. Like, a lot of people now, they be like, I can't get no clients, da-da-da-da. Not me. My first year, I was all up in the tax office. I was hungry because I knew what I needed to do. I needed to get my money up so I can get my stuff. I needed to get couch, my bed. Me and my baby was sleeping on the floor. All I had was a place. So I needed to get rid of debt. I just needed to stack up. Yeah. So I was hungry. I'd work. So I had a job. I had a regular 9-to-5 job while doing taxes. My regular 9-to-5 job, I worked at 1 p.m. So in the morning, I'd go to the tax office, drop my son off, go to the tax office, be there, be at the tax office, meet up with my clients, and then run to work at 1, get off at 10, and then repeat all over. Meet with my clients in the morning, and then at 1 o'clock go to work, and then come back. And at nighttime, I'm a night owl. So nighttime, that's me. I was on the phone. If you see me, I probably in your DM. I'm in everyone's DM. If you see me, I'm in your DM. Okay, I was in everyone's DM. I get off at 10, and I DM people getting clients. Getting clients.
Getting it in. That's how you do it.
That was it. Because I was just like, I got to get this money. So I worked, luckily, my first year, the owner of the company that I was working for, GMT at the time, is Get More Tax. I was working with Gene Gelmore, if I'm saying his name right. So I was working with him. He seen how I was when I was like, I was hungry. Yeah. He was like, hey, you know what? I need an admin for the office, and I'd like to see if you'd like to work in the office for me. So at the time, I worked my regular 1 to 10 job. I was doing taxes in the morning, and then on the weekend, I'd be in the tax office. Yeah. So at the time, I had 3 jobs. Yeah. So I was working in the tax office on Saturday, and mind you, this is my first year. He don't know me from a can of paint. And he gave me the keys to his office. So I'm running his office on the weekend, and I'm there with my clients, filling out taxes, doing taxes, and working. I work 6 days a week, had Sunday off, and then restart all over again. So I was just mainly like stacking up. My idea when I first started doing taxes was like, okay, what I've learned from my mentor Ronnie Brown when she was teaching me how to sell products online, like I feel like at this point now that like I'm not on social media. If I'm not on social media making money, I'm not gonna be on social media
Yeah, it's pointless.
because I'm not gonna sit here and be on a platform for
Entertainment.
4 6 hours a
When you
day
can make money.
and I'm making money. You know what I'm saying? I should be out there
Yeah.
making money. So my the same strategies that she showed me on how to be able to make money through social media, selling hair, I use those same strategies doing
Exactly.
taxes. So when I first started doing taxes, I'm gonna say it. People used to be like, "Oh, I didn't know you did taxes. You've been doing taxes for a little minute." I'm like, "Yeah, I've been doing taxes for a little minute." In my head, I'm like,
Taxes is
I
working.
just started. I just
Yeah.
started because I went
Yeah.
in like I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna know that I just started, but I
feel
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's a sales strategy. You feel me?
So I learned the strategies that I learned on with selling hair online. I used it and I used it with social media. So I would DM, I would post, I would tag people. I became comfortable with social media, like me when I was just on social media just by myself without actually selling a product. I was just on there. But then when I incorporated me selling a product or services, I was like, I knew what to do. I knew how to grasp people's attention. Mind you, when I was selling hair, I never really showed my face.
Yeah.
I didn't show my face. I was just I had my product, but I didn't show my face. But I was still selling hair.
Yeah.
But add me to my brand and what I'm selling. Oh,
Yeah.
I took off.
Took it over.
So my first year doing taxes, like I had the owner. He'd use me as an example. Hey, y'all need to check out Michelle because Michelle, she's been on social media. She's just on here, and I'm like, yeah, because I know the strategies. So I took that my first year, the strategies that I learned from the mentor that I had prior selling hair, and I took it and took off with taxes. So that's what really got me into doing taxes was mainly I needed the money. It wasn't really more so of like I just want to be a tax guru. Nah, I just need the money. I had to restart. But my first year, I sure did get that couch. I got my bed. I got my living room set. Like I was
You was
fixing. I was
getting it in.
filling up my house, starting from scratch. So my first year, yeah, it was definitely an accomplishment for me because I came in to my place sleeping on the floor for a couple months before I was able to get to where I'm at.
All right, all right. Now, for those up and coming entrepreneurs, the young, you know what I'm saying. What advice would you give them about starting a business?
Advice that I would give someone with starting a business is getting a mentor. Mentorship is very, very important. I feel like a lot of people when they start entrepreneurship that they're in their own head, they're in their own bubble to where they gotta sometimes get advice from somebody outside looking in to really to really flourish the way they should flourish, depending on their product or services. That would be one of the main things I would mention is like I would say is mentorship. Also, too, is get comfortable being uncomfortable. That is another main thing. Is a lot of people a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs, mainly because they feel like, well, I could do whatever I want to do. But at the same time, though, you have to understand it's nonstop work. Like you have to work 6 days a week. You have to put in the work for 12 hours a day. It's not an 8 hour thing where you can clock out and then just stop. Um, so getting comfortable, being uncomfortable, because there's going to be some things that you're going to have to adjust for yourself. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. So that's another main big one. And then marketing. Marketing is another thing that I would definitely um, push down on a lot of people because Kim Kardashian she became rich and she became famous based off of just her name, just because she's Kim Kardashian. I don't even know if we knew what she was selling, if any.
Hey man, we
We
here
really didn't
with
when she first came out.
nigga left the milk out on the
Her
counter.
brand
Sour Milk
is what she
Podcast.
sold. Her presence is what.
Hey man, we here with
when she first
nigga left the milk out on the
so
counter.
social media
Sour
is
Milk
really important
Podcast.
because you have to be able to be a brand behind your product or services. So yeah.
All right. So in business, what is the most important thing in business to you?
To me,
Yes.
the most important aspect of business for me is your reputation.
Reputation.
Your reputation is like your credit score.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? It can open doors for you or it can keep doors shut for
All
you.
right.
I'm here sitting in your platform because of my reputation.
Exactly.
It led you to, come to me, um, to be here. And I'm very honored to be here as well, to be here on your podcast. So reputation is definitely key because it can open up a lot of doors for you.
All right. Definitely. Now, how important is finance when it comes to opening a business? Because a lot of people deal with the structure of trying to finance their business. How important is that? Like, should they wait for the finances to get to a point where they can afford the quality to provide the quality work they want to give to people, or should they start with what they have now? You know what I mean? Like, should I go ahead and get the brand new computer, or should I get the used computer?
Well, it depends on your services. I mean, if you're giving actual services itself, or if you're actually selling a product. But all in all, like I feel like service would be number one because at the end of the day, you would provide service to someone whether you're selling a product or not. Um, so honestly, what I would say in that aspect, when it comes down to finances, I would say investing because true entrepreneurs invest, and meaning investing into yourself,
Yeah.
meaning mentorship. That would be more important than actually buying certain products or certain
Yeah.
things that you think that you need, because mentorship, like, so for instance, if you are wanting to open up a boutique, a
Yeah.
brick and mortar boutique, but you don't know how to get the funds for it finance wise, if you go get you the right mentor, they can show you how to get business credit
Yeah.
so that you don't have to dig it out your own pocket. They can show you how to get business credit so that you can get 350,000 to open up your brick and mortar.
Yeah.
So there's many ways as far as financing too, to do it. I mean, if in some people they don't want to get a loan. They probably want to do it out the mud. But it all depends though. I would say it all depends on your services or products. Services, honestly, is one of the cheapest ways to start up your own business. Is
Yeah.
providing service. If you're able to be an asset to someone, if you're able to help someone with something off of your service or knowledge, that's the cheapest way.
Yeah.
Now, if you're selling a product, of course, you're going to have to invest into it. But service would be the number one way to start off entrepreneurship if you're on a budget.
So find a service that you can offer people.
Yes. Like Oprah always says, like, you have to be an asset to somebody. You have to provide some sort of service to somebody. In order for you to be helpful, in order for you to have people to want you or need you.
So So I seen that you had a business where you were actually showing others how to open other business.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
So with that business itself, showing other people. Well, what I did was, I want to say in 2023, actually came. Well, because okay, well, I'll back up some. Now, when I learned how to run social media, mind you, I went from no social media at all to social media. So when I finally did get on social media, I use it just to make money, and because of that, I was able to gain how to be able to the strategies on how to be able to make money. So then I became a social media manager. So I actually manage other people. Who I do manage other people's accounts. So I manage like brokers. I manage a Senate in New York. I manage his account. Real estate agents. So I would actually post for them. I'd like and engage for them. So when other people think that it's them, it's
Yeah, it's
really
you.
me. So I post on their stories. So I'd basically manage their account. Um, so that was another hustle that I had. I did have a LLC for that as well. So when I did that, I was getting a lot of people that was coming up to me and was like, well, the people that I was doing, the accounts that I was managing, they were popular. So then they would tell a friend about me
Yeah,
and be
word
like,
of mouth.
yeah, word of mouth. So a lot of people would just ask me like on the slide, like or on the low, they'd be like, hey, if you can help me with my social media, da da da. And so I started to help other people with their social media, telling them the strategies and how to be able to get clients and whatnot through social media. And so with that, I went into business doing that, basically managing other people's accounts, showing people how to start up their LLC. I see a lot of people. Starting up an LLC is, I'm gonna say, quite easy, but it's easier than most people think. Um, I think honestly that it's very necessary. It's necessary for everyone to have an LLC. Now that I'm in a tax game, I'm like the people who benefit off of taxes are business owners. That's why the president is the president.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, so that's what I took off with my business is basically managing other people's accounts.
All
Hmm.
right. Are you still do that?
I do.
You do?
I do. Now I don't like. I do social media managing. I don't do it during tax season.
Yeah.
But then outside of tax season, I do pick up back with managing other people's accounts.
So you fully, totally, you focus on take taxes during taxes.
Yeah, cause that's where the easy money at. That's where the money
Sits
at.
down for the year.
Yeah, yeah, and I get a lot of I meet a lot of people through taxes too. So it's another way of being able to network, yeah, and build my clientele. So say, hey, after tax season, I can
Yeah.
help you. Mhm.
All right. So where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Hmm. Great question. 5 years from now, I do see myself as a homeowner. It's my number one goal. Um, and 5 years from now, like I see myself as a full time entrepreneur. I just recently became full time entrepreneur as of December
Uh-huh.
of last year. Um, so since then, I've really been grinding it on my own. So I do see myself with a staff. I do see myself with a team behind me. Um, I see myself traveling. I see houses, multiple houses in my future. I currently have a couple of projects that I am currently working with right now, kind of on the low. But I mean, it's sooner or later, I would announce it and pop out with it. So yeah, in a couple more years, I see myself um, as a full time successful entrepreneur.
All right. All right.
Hmm.
Definitely. Definitely. Definitely, man.
Hmm.
So when it comes to business, branding and marketing, which one is more important?
Branding.
Branding.
Branding
Why
is
is that?
branding because people want to know the person behind whatever you're marketing.
Uh huh.
Cause like for me, like if you're selling shoes, you can sell shoes, sell shoes,
Yeah.
but if there's no face behind it, if there's no
Yeah.
personality behind it, if there's nothing that's relatable behind it, it's like
Yeah.
why should I buy your shoes? Because there's a whole bunch of shoes everywhere else. So branding is definitely big. Branding is something I get a lot of people, a lot of my clients who I do assist with doing like social media marketing. One of the main things that they actually come out and be like, but I'm private. I don't really share, but I don't know what to share. What should I post or what should I? That's mainly the main question. And honestly, when I first started doing social media as well, I was saying the same thing. Like I'm very private, and I don't want to share too much of my business. But at the same time, though, in order for people, well, when people do business with you, they do business with you because they feel like they know you.
Yeah.
Like, so for instance, I do taxes. So someone's gonna sit here and give me their social, their W-2, their ID,
Yeah.
all this information. First thing they're gonna want to do is look at this person's profile. So if they see someone that's partying, that's doing hookah, that's
Yeah.
stripping, they're gonna be like, I ain't giving you my social.
Yeah.
But the only way for them to dictate that is by your brand.
Yeah.
For them to go on your social media
I like that.
and
I
look
like that
down and
answer.
see, saying
I
who
like
you
that
are.
answer.
Yeah. So branding is very important when it comes down to business. Showcasing your brand is very important when it comes down to business because people are only going to do business with you for 3 reasons.
Yeah.
They like you, they trust you, and they feel like they know you.
Yeah.
So if you have all those 3 combinations, you can do business with. You can sell a Jamaican man a jacket in the summertime. So if you have
Yeah.
all those qualities, so branding is definitely a big one.
Yeah.
And everybody's not meant for everybody. Like
Yeah,
for me,
exactly.
I'm a little hood with some of myself, but that's okay because that's the clientele that I want.
Yes, you wanna
I want
bring in.
I want the girls in the hood that got 6 kids. If you got 6 kids, holla at me, okay? I got you with your taxes. But yeah, that's part of me. And plus, for me, I can relate. I'm from the hood, so I can relate. But I know how to turn it on and turn it off.
All right. All right. Let me ask you a question about you. How are you into music?
Hmm.
All right. Let me ask you this: what generation of music did you think was the best generation of music?
I'm gonna tell my age if I tell you that.
I mean, you have to tell your age.
No, I'm just saying.
We know you ain't number 26.
Yeah, I'm 26. I think the best music was like 2020s when Jagged Edge was out,
Right.
Avant. When they used to like when the R&B was R&B.
Yeah.
When the R&B was R&B, like you sing to a girl and the girl would sing back, and it's just be like, I'm not gonna be shamed to like you, like.
Mm-hmm.
Like the guy will like they used to have the I ain't gonna be lonely and they be standing out the window with the big baggy pants and they sing to the girl, you know what I'm saying? But but nowadays I feel like it's a little different. It's like I can't like you too much. Like
Yeah.
I don't wanna like you.
Like,
Like nah nigga, I don't wanna like you, okay? And I want you to like me, like really bad.
Really bad.
Like really bad. Don't be too cool to like me. So yeah, that was I think that era was good. Jagged Edge, Ja Rule. Ja Rule used to be like a little, but he was still like a little lover boy.
Like a little what?
He had Ashanti in the music video to soften it up. So I liked that era. What I want to ask? I know you didn't mean me, but what era did you like
Shoot, I don't know, man. Let me see.
in music?
In music,
What area? What era?
I would have to say the early 90s. See, I like the up north and the West Coast. Around that time when like
It
you had
was.
the Biggie, the Tupac, the Ice Cube, the Dipset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dub C, Warren. You know what I'm saying? Like that era I like better, I think.
Yeah.
The Method Man, the Wu-Tangs. You know what I
Ooh,
mean?
Method Man them was hot. They was hot.
Yeah,
Redman.
I think that was the era that Criss Cross.
Yeah.
I used to
Chris
love
Cross.
Criss Cross. I used to wear my pants backwards to school. Yeah, I used to go in the
MC
bathroom
Hammer
and-
was hot too then.
Exactly. Yeah, my aunt
MC.
made me some MC Hammer pants one year.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my.
I know, man. I look bad. Like, what the fuck? I
But you know, that's the difference though. Like the rap back in the days, like you can't listen to it not like that. You can't listen to the rap back in the day now.
Why?
I don't know. It's not the
So
same.
what? So all right. Check
R&B you
this.
can.
No.
R&B,
No.
still listen to
All
R&B.
right. So what's an old song from back in the day that you can't listen to? You'll say.
Rap?
Yeah.
Like,
Or LL Cool J. Could I listen to LL Cool J now?
but L. No.
All right. First date, right? Guy pull up. First time seeing him, and he bumping LL Cool J.
Now?
Yeah. Like he pull up like hey.
Wait a minute. I don't know if it was LL Cool J and Jennifer Lopez, that song, that R&B song, because it's an R&B song.
Oh no.
But I don't know about the
try
rap.
No, don't try to pick the best. The acceptable
I don't
song.
know about the rap.
Mama said knock you out. Mama said knock you out.
No. If he pull up with me on a first date, listen to Mama Said She Gonna Knock You Out by LL Cool J. Check, please. It'll be like
What?
It'll be like
But you can't go wrong with R&B.
He's vocally, he's good entertaining. He's appearance wise, he looks good. Um, he knows how to dance. He know how to put on a show, and his vocals. So Chris Brown, yeah, he's an A plus in my book.
Chris Brown or Usher?
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know. Okay, Chris Brown or Usher. I'm going to have to. Ooh. Oh wow. I'm going to say, and just because of like entrepreneurship wise, okay, so Chris Brown, he's a singer, he's a dancer, and he's an actor. So I'm gonna say Chris Brown just because he has acting up under his belt. Now, I know Usher, he did do some movies, but as far as like full blown acting a whole movie, Chris Brown.
All right. You say Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
So we're talking about dancing now. Let's start with dancing now. We're just talking about dancing now. Michael Jackson, Chris Brown.
Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Michael Jackson. I'm gonna say Michael Jackson. I can't give it to nobody else but Michael Jackson. I mean, that's where he learned it from. Like as far as like mentorship, like somebody he probably took it off of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is the original. Oh, all right. He's the original. What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for joining me here. What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Hey, I'm with Jameson. If y'all don't have his handle, he's on Facebook as well. Jameson. What's your podcast name? The
Sour Milk Podcast.
Sour Milk Podcast. Just to go ahead and get it straight. So he's also on Facebook. So check it out on Facebook. We're gonna show the edit version. So if you missed some of this here, you get some more later. And see, we are sponsored here.
Sponsored by Gift from Nature, Padre Azul. Hey, let's get it. You already know.
Yeah.
If you want something that's natural, get all natural high, go ahead and try that all natural Gift from Nature.
Yes.
But check this out now, rappers. You into hip hop also?
Yeah, I do a little rapping. I listen to
You
rap.
do a little rap?
I do a little. Well, I don't rap.
Oh, you rap? Okay, no, I'm saying, man, what's up, man?
No.
Go ahead and give us a
No,
little, you know
no.
what I'm saying, 1, 2. But all right. Let me ask you this: best generation for rap. What you got?
You know what? Best generation of rap would be like early rap. I would say like back in the day, like early '90s. I would say with Tupac and Biggie, just because like their rapping was like poetic in a sense.
Poetic.
Yeah,
All right,
I would
so-
definitely say that.
So Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac or Biggie? That's a good one. Tupac.
Why Tupac?
Tupac, I can relate to. Like, he was a little, like, rough around the edges. I feel like I am a little bit rough around the edges, like, a little bit. But at the same time, he was goofy. So, and I'm goofy, too. So, I would say more so of Tupac. Plus, he looked good. Like, appealing-wise, that motherfucker was
So
fine.
what you trying to say?
He was fine.
So what you trying to say about Biggie?
Biggie,
Yeah,
that
man,
was
we
one.
here
That was
with
a big part.
Nigga left the
Appealing
milk out
part
on the
about it,
counter.
He was big.
Sour Milk Podcast.
And he just wasn't a good looking man. Like his daughter, I seen his daughter the other day.
Oh, don't do it. Don't
Sorry.
do it.
I'm sorry.
Don't do it.
No, his daughter though.
Don't do it. What you? All right. What you saying?
I'm saying his genes passed on, and it goes to show you, as far as looks wise, it wasn't there. So
It wasn't there.
it was not there. Biggie was not appealing to women to be like. I guess because he was Biggie at the time, and he probably had money. But as far as like looks wise, Tupac all day. Tupac is fine.
Oh man. She did my boy wrong.
Nah, you know. And then I don't know. I just felt like Tupac's story was a bit more powerful.
More powerful.
Yeah, back in the day compared to now. So I definitely pick early '90s as far as rap, uh, best rap.
All right, best group, best hip hop group.
Hip hop group. So hip hop including does it could it be pop?
All right, let's go pop also then.
Okay, so
Male, let's go male.
ooh, okay. That's a really good one. Hip hop male group, I would say, um, I'm gonna keep it real. Casey and JoJo.
Casey and JoJo.
Casey and JoJo, because they was like, girl, I love you. But girl, I'm a thug at the same time. Like I got baggy pants and but woo 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 woo. Like that's how it was. Like so, Casey and JoJo, they get it for me. Like they was it back in the day. They was just like, nigga, like I want you. Like you right there, I want you. Like you gonna sing to me like that?
What song we already stand?
Yeah, so Casey and JoJo for sure. And then I followed it up with Jagged Edge. Jagged Edge, they did their thing. And then I'm gonna follow it up with the Backstreet Boys because I'm a little square.
You had to throw that side in there now.
I'm a little square. I got a little square in me. So yeah, I was a Backstreet Boys fan.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're the
I was.
Backstreeter. So all right, female group. Best female
group for me was Escape.
Escape, yeah.
Yeah, cause they were hood. When they first came out, like as they shared their story, like I used to notice it too.
Yeah.
But when they shared their story, they did like the whole baggy pants, like they did the whole.
Yeah.
Afterwards, they did it sexy.
Yeah.
But originally wise, they came up and they did their whole like I'm a girl. I'm gonna wear baggy clothes. I'm a like so I liked it. I like them. I like the Escape, and then they did their love thing, and then I like their group aspect. Like I like the fact that they were hood.
Yeah.
Like anything hood, give it to me. I take it.
You're gonna take
But
it.
I like the fact that they were hood and they were but at the same time like they had different girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like Tiny was light skinned and short. Then they had Candy. They had other
Different
two girls.
flavors.
Yeah.
All right. Who was the best out the group? Do you remember everybody in the group?
I do.
All right, name. All right, well, not name them, but list them 1 through 4. The best to the
The
worst.
best one. Now it's hard for me to say now just because right now I see them now, but at the time I'm gonna say Candy. Candy was one. I would say Candy was number 1 for me. After Candy was the sister, the older sister.
Yeah.
I don't know her name, but the older sister. Then it was Tiny, because Tiny was light skinned. Tiny was the most attractive out of the group back in the day. Because I don't know what she did now. They don't cut up. They don't cut up. She don't got herself cut up.
You gonna laugh at her.
She don't got herself cut up, so I don't know.
She said,
But then,
up.
and then the other one, the other sister, the younger sister. But Candy was number 1. And the only reason why I say Candy was number 1 at the same time, because she took that brand. That's why I said brand is more popular than more important than marketing. She took that brand and she elevated it to something else. Yeah. And then after that, she kept it going, honestly, with the group. Because if she didn't keep her brand, they would have been like some old other groups that don't exist right now. Yeah. But yeah, she kept it and then passed the baton. So I'm gonna say Candy because Candy a boss.
Yeah, boss.
She a boss. And I love bosses. I love boss men and women. Now I'm not gay. But I'm just saying. I just had to say that.
I was gonna say.
No. But I'm saying women. I like black women.
Yeah,
I like black women.
I got you.
But not like that. I ain't gay.
All right. Let me ask you this: are you in a relationship now?
Right now I am crushing on someone. I am dating someone that I've been dating for a couple months. Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you this: what's the most attractive thing to you about a man? Like, what gives you instant attraction when you see a man?
A boss.
Like, all right, if it was a room full of bosses, like everybody same paycheck, but look different and different swags, what about that person would make you like draw towards them?
That's a great question. I like the way you came up with that. Um, what would make me draw to a room full of bosses?
Like, would it be like a? All right, let's start with physical features. They're standing still. Now, are you more like a tall,
Tall.
slim?
That part, I mean, if looks wise is cool with me, but it just for me, it's just how a man handle himself.
That demeanor.
Yeah, like how he handle himself. Like honestly, I can tell a lot by a man by the way he stands.
All right, explain this to me.
Like yeah, like a lot of people be like I don't understand. Like well, I do understand, but like a lot of people look at a picture and it's like a picture could tell you a whole lot about a person.
Yeah.
So for me, I always look for the man that's in the middle. That tells you a lot about a man when he's in the middle. I'm just saying. So when you're taking a picture, you gotta think about these type of things. Do you want to be in the middle or centered? Even if you're not the person in the exact middle, you gotta be centered. So I like my man to be centered. I look for a man who stands on his 10 toes. So that whole leaning on shit is a hell no.
Yeah.
If I see a man leaning on a car, no. If I see a man leaning on something, no. I need you to stand tall and on your 10 toes. That tells me a lot about a man. If a man stands firm when he's holding and he stands firm, shoulders back, chest out, he's the alpha. I love an alpha. I love an alpha. I love a man who is a leader. I love a boss ass nigga. For the simple fact that, like, for me, growing up, like I was explaining to you about my dad, my dad is a boss ass nigga. Like, he was that nigga back in the day. And I used to get whatever I wanted from the people that worked for him, around him, because they knew that who my dad was.
Yeah.
Because he was that nigga. So for me, that's what I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to
naturally.
boss. I'm attracted to boss men. I'm attracted to what happens? Well, I'm attracted to the guy in the center. So I can tell a lot by a man in his pictures. So men who are out there, just shout out to you.
Yes,
Make sure if you're a boss, if you're taking pictures, think about how you're gonna look when you come across on your profile. So if you're not in the middle, if you're always on the end of the picture, hell no.
You ain't it.
Nope.
You ain't it.
Nope.
You ain't it. You ain't it. All right, let me ask you this. So, what's a deal breaker for you?
A deal breaker for me is like a man who is not a man of his word. Like someone who says like, I'm going to do this, but don't do it. I'm going to show up here, but don't show up.
Okay.
That's a deal breaker for me. Like the second I see that you're not reliable, it's a deal breaker for me. Because a lot of people say, nowadays, a lot of people say, women are so independent. Like, if you feel like you want to do that, then you don't need a nigga. But make me need you.
Yeah.
Make me need you and know that I can need you and know that you will allow me to need you. So if I say, hey, babe, forbid, but I just got a flat tire, and I'm here on this road and that road, and I need you to come right now. And he said, I'm on my way in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's there in 14 or
Yeah.
16. You know what I mean? But he's there, like he's a man of his word. So that for me is big for me on like being a man of your word. So that's a deal breaker for me. If you're not a man of your word, then nah. It's a wrap.
Gotcha. All right, now, this is the questionnaire for you now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that you had a live-in boyfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, babe, I'm going to send you some lunch money. You at work. I'm going to send you some lunch money, right? How much are you expecting when that phone dings for that cash out? At the least.
So if it's a weekday,
Yeah.
and I just need
A Wednesday. A cool Wednesday.
a cool Wednesday, and he's gonna send me money for lunch. Like I I I wouldn't say I would expect, because I don't expect anything out of anybody. But I mean, if he did, $50 would be the minimum. I've got sent $100 for lunch,
Yeah.
random. Before that's like the average of how much I've got sent, but $50.
$50.
$50 will get you Uber Eats, DoorDash,
Yeah,
and
with
you
the
can get whatever you
delivery,
want.
with the delivery.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, I can see. I can see.
yeah. Like for me, like I have a son,
Yeah.
so for me, it's just like I think about that aspect as well. Like I
Yeah.
don't want nobody using my son
Yeah.
because I'm gonna come for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it has to make sense. Don't tell me that you can't get no lunch for $50. Like,
Yeah.
bitch, you ain't had lunch before I sent it to you.
Yeah.
So don't be greedy now.
Yeah, I can go with that. I can go with that. All right, all right.
Can I ask though?
What's up?
What do you think is your average amount that's reasonable on a Wednesday for you to send a woman lunch money? I'm thinking about you, and I want you to eat.
All right. What kind of relationship we got? Let's start there.
So
That's my live-in girlfriend. I say my live-in girlfriend.
Yeah, your
like,
living girlfriend.
shit.
Okay, yeah,
All right,
your living girlfriend.
When
I've got time to know her. But if it's a girl that you met and you go out with her next week, eh. But if it's a girl that you've kind of like been investing time to, you've been talking to,
Good
and you
vibe.
finally get a chance to meet her after a couple months, yeah, you don't want to come empty-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like it's been a good enough investment for you to say, hey, like I'm gonna get her some flowers, and we love that too. Like we love the flowers, and then on top of that too, like after the date, we get to walk in our kitchen and look at the flowers and smell it, and then just like be all like,
Reminisce.
yeah, it was a good date, you know. So yeah, we always like flowers.
All right. Let me ask you this.
Mhm.
Let's say that you introduce your boyfriend to your friends, right?
Mhm.
And you found out that he previously had slept with one of your friends. Is that a deal breaker?
Absolutely.
What if you feeling them?
It don't matter.
If you really feeling them, like
It don't matter.
why is that?
It don't matter. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's an absolutely wrap. It's a wrap. Like if you whistle at my friend before,
No, I mean
if you
before-
slid in her
before.
DMs,
It's over.
it's a wrap. For me, it's just a wrap.
Yeah.
Like for me too. I'm just like it ain't nothing to cut that next. I'll find another one of you. Maybe it takes me some time, but I'll find another one of you. That's just for me. Like for me, because I would not be able to get past the fact that like y'all had that intimacy that only you and I is supposed to share.
Yeah.
Like although I know you don't come as a virgin to me, but it's not somebody that I have
you don't
to be
want to
like.
know who.
I don't want to share that because I'm selfish, and when I like my man, I like my man. Like my friend right now, I like him.
Why do you like him?
My friend right now, I like him because he is like, if I describe him, he is like a version of me, like a boy version of me, and he allows me to be myself.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Like I love a man who allows me to be myself. He's a boss as well, which is very attractive, and he understands that I'm a boss as well, in my own way. And I take my step back, and he just understands my lifestyle, which is great for me because I do have like business with males.
Yeah.
Like I do business. Most of my tax clients are guys, you know.
Yeah.
And he understands that. Like he gets it. Like or if I say, "Hey, look, I got a podcast I'm going to with a guy," it's not like who the nigga is. You know what I'm saying? He's just like he understands it. So yeah, my guy friend now, I'm crushing on him hard. So
You think he the one?
now, as far as being the one, I wouldn't say that. All in all, I can't say he's not the one either. But I've been married before, so I kind of understand the concept of marriage. So I think more time will tell. But I would say he is one of my he's been a crush. I've been crushing on him. I won't say crushing. The relationship that I have with him has been one of the best since my ex. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Now, if there's anything that you wanted to leave with the world today, let them know about you, what would you like them to know?
If I were to leave today and I wanted to let the world know about me, it'd be that like I'm a girl from the hood. I'm the girl from Pine Hills. I wasn't raised in a normal life setting with a mom and a dad and a picket fence. Um, I'm a girl who has got it out the mud, and I've kept going no matter what kind of obstacles that I was able to have to go through. I'm a girl full of faith. I'm a girl full of faith in God. I'm a true believer in God. And I'm a girl who is grown into a woman. Not a girl, I've grown into a woman. And I've grown into a woman who is able to accept and able to know my position as a student. Meaning that I'm always learning and I will continue to learn. I'll always continue to want to learn, and that I don't always have it together. But I love the fact that I'm able to learn and sit back and know my position. So yeah, if I were to sum it all up, I'm a girl that's on my grind. I'm very feminine at the same time while I'm on my grind. And I know that I am a female. And I know that males are leaders. I do respect that as well, that men are leaders. I do respect the fact that men do better with women on their side. But all in all, I'm a female. I'm a female that's a hustler. I always keep a job, always keep a hustle. I know how to make money. And I believe any woman, especially single moms out there too, because I didn't understand the concept of single mom because I did the whole thing of marriage, then kid, and then I did the whole in order thing. But now I am a single mom. Um, I'm my main thing is like really just being a single mom and just also just knowing that like hey other women are out there they're also single moms as well. And you could be a single mom and you could be a hustler and you could be a boss and you could be feminine all at the same time. So I definitely respect that part, and that's just my main thing is just letting other people know that you're able to go out there and grind, like you're able to go out there and not just work your 9 to 5. You can also have a hustle on the side. You can also create your own income. You do not need to apply to a job in order for you to have income. You can create your own income. Fiverr, full of entrepreneurs. So, yeah, that's my main point. Seeing my story, seeing that as I mentioned, I started taxes with $20 in my pocket, and credit cards, all 3 credit cards, maxed out. So coming to where I am now, where I am, I want to say well off, but I am very comfortable.
Yeah.
Now compared to where I was at a couple years ago. So I mean, the grind never stops. The faith never stops. As long as you believe in yourself, other people believe in your own product as well. That's why I mentioned to you my first year of doing taxes. People thought I was doing taxes for years. I thought I wasn't.
Yeah.
And it's mainly because I believed in myself because I was hungry. So, single moms, females, entrepreneurs, you can do it. And you can do it because you say you can do it. If you want to hop out here and be a real estate agent, be a real estate agent. If you want to hop out here and sell clothes, sell clothes. If you want to hop out here and have your own podcast, have your own podcast. And don't let nobody else stop you from saying who you are. Other people's opinions don't matter. Like if you want to go out there and be this talk show host, you be that talk show host, and can't nobody else tell you shit.
Mm.
So be who you say you want to be. Be who you say God has presented for you to be, and don't hide up under the thing of what people might say, what people might think. Fuck what anybody else has to think. Because at the end of the day, when BILL come knocking at your door, and they say, hey, this has got to get paid, that got to get paid, don't nobody else care about your bills having to get paid. So be whoever you want to be so that you can be able to make your money and grind and be who you want to be. So, yeah, my takeaway is fuck what everybody else has to think about you. Do you.
Do you. All right, now, before we close out, how do we reach you? How do we get in contact with you? Social media, any contact information we can get from you?
Yeah, so social media, my handle is Michelle Boss 87 on Instagram. Michelle Brown is where you find me on Facebook. And I'm also with Taxology. I'm with Jason Julian, who's the CEO of Taxology. So you can find me on there as well. So all the late filers as well, if you need your taxes done and you on your taxes, listen, I got you. If you owe $4,000, I can probably get you down to $2,000. So hit me up, and I will get you on your taxes.
All right. There we go. So you already know who it is, man. It's J Love here, Sour Milk Podcast.
Hey.
Hey, man,